Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and I got another tier list here based off the match ratings for Heatwave. Heatwave was yesterday, and it was actually just an absolute phenomenal PLE. We what we got like in the past, like of like a lot of different matches that was building up to be on this card, like even from a couple months ago with like Julia being the main person that I'm thinking of, and a bunch of other just like storylines that we thought were going to conclude here. We ended up getting none of that, but yet still getting one of the best PLEs this entire year. I think it's may be the best. I don't really know. I got to go back and think about it because there were some other great ones, but from start to finish, I think this was just one of the best cards, and we just had some really great matches, endings, storylines, everything that you can think of was here. So let's just jump into it, and don't forget at the end of the video or whatever where you're at to like, comment, and tell me what you guys think. I'm saying this in the middle, so maybe it works a little bit better. I'm trying to grow this wrestling channel, and we're doing wrestling content daily, and we're gonna have 2K stuff. We're gonna have tons of wrestling stuff here. So just if you'd like that, please join. First up, we got the pre-show match was Jason Jasmine versus Carmen and Ariana. It was a pretty solid tag match. I feel like they added it at the last minute, so there wasn't as much like story into it to a certain extent. I think the match itself was really good. I would put it in B. I think it was just a solid match. It was pre-show, so you don't really expect too much of it, but it was definitely enjoyable to watch. And I feel like Carmen showed up really well. I think we had some good spots by Jace. Jasmine did solid, and Grace, I think, was in there to definitely elevate it all too. I think everybody looked good. Everybody did their job, and now they're gonna have hopefully some storyline that comes from that. So I'll put it middle of the road. I feel like it was not bad at all. It was one of those matches, good tag match, good solid things. Didn't last super long, just was there to get an extra match on this card, and it worked out pretty well. So next up would be Kalani Jordan versus Sol Roca, which I assumed was probably going to be one of the best matches. I mean, Kalani can do like absolutely no wrong. The thing with her character in general is I really like her wrestling. I think it's crazy that both her and Sol have never wrestled before this. They're both just gymnastic people that they put in the performance center and made stars. That is absolutely insane. That's even a thing. And they were going for the North American title, which is the first title defense for Kalani, first title defense of the title on a PLE, second overall. That is just crazy that this match went that hard with them just doing great stuff. But like back to Kalani, what I was saying is that she's just so solid with her moves and stuff, and she looks so good out there. I don't particularly like her character, but that has nothing to do with this match. It's just the way that she's like super baby face, and she's got to get some time into it. And I think a nice title reign like what she's doing right now will be perfect. She just needs some good opponents, and she needs a heel. She needs a heel to really push her over, and I think it would help. At the moment, Sol's not really a heel. Sol does great. The match was really good. I'm gonna put it in A. Everything seemed to be good about it. It was a little short. I feel like it could have been a little bit longer. Could have had a little bit more spots. Definitely some type of speculation or like some type of like ladders and chairs and stuff. Like I don't know. I felt like we should have had something a little bit more elevated with that with these two that could have even made it better. I'm gonna put it in A. It's pretty solid to an S, but like is a good, really good match, especially as an opening match. You saw it. It was palpable, and you just ooh yeah, you liked it. I think the next one was actually the tag match between Axiom and Nathan Frazier versus Chase U. How underrated is Chase U? Like I was talking to a community member, French Rise, about this, and like he was saying, yeah, they're underrated. I'm like, they're absolutely underrated. It's like they have such a bad gimmick. It's not even a bad gimmick. It's just not like a gimmick that you're like, oh my god, this is fun. It's just, it's just kind of a comedy gimmick. But then they go out there and wrestle their hearts out. Like some of those that suplex that he did, we threw him back when he was on the ropes and stuff. That was just crazy. And then Axiom and Nathan Frazier are just always putting up huge spots. I'm gonna probably put this in high A tier. I really want to put it in S tier, but I feel like there's gonna be a lot of matches that might get that range. I think A is just like they're great, amazing matches, like that 4 to 4.5 star range of like whatever the Meltzer scale wants to do. That's what this felt like. It just everybody went out there and showed off. And yeah, I felt like it was good. We got Axiom and Nathan Frazier to win too. I thought that was not going to happen. They had the spots of them having some miscues and all that. That was just perfectly executed. Chef's kiss to that. I think the story that was told throughout the match just absolutely made the match great. And yeah, I would definitely rewatch this match. And if you've never seen any of these people in this match, this is a great match for all four of them to really be like, that's what they're all about. Next up, we have Obafemi versus Wesley, and this honestly was just I was gasping for everything that they were doing. He literally tossed Wesley up into the air twice and just let him free fall to the ground. It was absolutely insane, and he was like, Obi was just such a monster, and like they really could have just had it a squash match, but they gave so much back to Wesley that he looked like he could almost slay Goliath. And it was like you were on your edge of your seat because you really thought there was a chance there that he could beat him. And it was just like you knew it, even though like Obi was just manhandling him. It's just like Wesley would not go down, and that match was just so back and forth, and it took that huge power bomb, like it was up to heaven and slammed into hell, and it was great. That's an S tier match. Like if you're looking for a great just match to watch, that thing was solid. It was compact. It was just everything you could think of. That was the match of the show. It was probably one of their best matches each. The thing with Obafemi is he's just put on great A to S tier matches pretty much all the PLEs that he's been on this year. Like he's just defended this title, and all of them have been like triple threats, and he's still the one that looks like he's the number one guy that is in the triple threats doing the best stuff, and he's just the number one guy right now in the men's division. Like the problem with him is that he has this North American title and he really needs to pass it on, but nobody realistically could beat him. And if you put him in a triple threat, he still doesn't really look like he'd realistically lose, even though like he doesn't have to be in the decision. But that's the problem. Like he just can't do that, and he just needs to drop it so he can go get the NXT title, especially now that the results happen at the end of the night. So, yeah, I S tier match. Next up, we had Lola Vice versus Roxanne. We had a few issues overall. I feel like the hand injury thing, or like the fake hand injury for Lola Vice, kind of like ruined the match to me. Like she was just backhanding her the whole time, and then she would like keep using it. You know, I don't know. I don't like the. You can do injury spots, but I feel like that one was just a little too much. I feel like the Roxana Perez had the kind of the miscue with the second, pop rocks, but she just masterfully like got her right back into it and did it again. I thought that was good. I think overall the match was just really solid, really good. I'm gonna put it in B tier. That's my middle of the road thing. I feel like it's a great match. I probably would never watch it again. Like I don't feel like it's a match I would recommend to somebody. Roxana did great. Lola did great. I think it definitely showed Lola is there in the wrestling side of things. Her promo definitely needs some help. We saw that on NXT. I don't know what they can do with that. They just got to give her some time. Maybe give her somebody to be a mouthpiece. Like something would work. Maybe get Sonya Deville down there because Sonya Deville's kind of hovering around the main roster with Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. Well, maybe she tries to recruit somebody down there in NXT also and like gives it kind of a mouthpiece for a little bit. Because I think that would help out Lola just until she get more footing in it. But she did great in the ring. I think the match was great. I think it's definitely one of the best of Lola's. I definitely think it was better than the Shayna Baszler match. I think Roxanne put in a solid performance. I just feel like she's missing her missing piece to really get these last great matches out of her before she gets called up. And I feel like we need Cora Jade. We need Julia. We need both of them to come back sooner than later because both of them will be able to push Roxanne to being one of the best NXT Women's Champion. And that's just my opinion, I guess, with it. But I feel like we're just missing those pieces. But Lola Vice was good. We thought this was going to be kind of just one of those ones that she had a match and she'd be done. But I think her and Lola put on a pretty decent show, and it was definitely deserving to be on the card. But last but certainly not least, we had the fatal four-way between Shawn Spears, Ethan Page, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams. Right off the bat, Javon Evans, this man is amazing. He needs to be the one that takes over the North American title spot from Obi Fetty when he moves out. Him and Wesley could put on a show together in that mid card. They could put he could go against bigger guys. Even a run back with Shawn Spears would be great. Like he is the guy. Like they put him in that main event and he showed up. He did everything that he needed to do. He did some amazing spots. Some of those jumps, like when he jumped off and landed on Trick on the outside and went through the barricade, that was amazing. He got right back up and just did stuff. He looked great out there. I think he definitely showed that he's ready for this to be a consistent main event to like upper mid card scene that he needs to be in. Trick Williams had a great showing. He's been the champ. He's his title reign has been really solid, I think, and now that it's ended, I think it's been good. He's done really good stuff with it. I think this was a good time, and the way that they did it was perfect because it protected him, and he still had a great match. Sean Spears went in there, and I was just like, I've never really watched Sean Spears. Never watched him when he used to be, I forget his name, back in when he was in the WWE before this. So I never really saw much of him. I thought he did great. I really think he needs to be in the mix again, either for the NXT title or the North American title. If they're going to keep him down in NXT, he could really be a player in there that gets some really solid PLE time and some good matches because he just went out there and was professional. He just did what he needed to. And Ethan Page was phenomenal also. At the last second, he got knocked out, landed in there for the win. Perfect way to end it. Perfect way for Ethan Page to win his first title because it's like he always is kind of like that sniveling guy where he doesn't deserve all the good things that happened to him, and like that works perfectly because he didn't deserve getting knocked out into the pin, but it was a great way to end it. It really protected everybody. I think it was an S tier match. I'd watch that match again, just even for just the Javion Evans spots. If you just want to watch some great stuff, there's like 4 or 5 highlight making things that he did in that match that will be like used for clips for him for like years now because he did great in that match. Everybody did. That is my match rating for the entire Heatwave pay-per-view. If you have not seen it, go watch it. It's definitely worth it. It blew Money in the Bank out of the water, and Money in the Bank happens to be one of my favorite pay-per-views and or premium live events. I always gonna get those confused. But this one I feel like was better. I mean, it might just be objectively thinking, but the matches were better, the stories were elevated more here, and I'm excited to see where this goes to get into Great American Bash. And speaking of NXT, we will be having tomorrow a My Universe mode of NXT. We'll be doing me and community member French Fries. We'll be doing GM type part of it. We'll be making matchmaking and all that type of stuff. So check it out. It'll be pretty interesting to kind of see your own spin on NXT and all that. So till next time, this has been Japan, and I will see you guys next time. Yeah, why did I have to say that twice? Bye, guys.